Instead you can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song.
Welcome to Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged is a snapshot of the day-to-day experiences of disabled individuals as they navigate the world around us. We wish to shed light and open your eyes on a new perspective of people with disabilities. And by going unplugged, we can discuss viewpoints we hope will challenge our viewers' points of view. Most of us have disabilities we must live with, but what defines us is the way we deal with them. And now, here's your host, Brain Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick bringing you another episode of Wheeling the Pathways of Life. Let me start off by saying how grateful I am for you guys every week. Hanging in there with me, listening to me talk about my disabilities and other people's disability. I hope it is educational for you, informative, and if there's ever anything you need, I am here for you, and you can let me know, and the email address will come up periodically throughout the show as I'm talking through. It was brought to my attention after the show last week that the federal government is being after some many years. There's a bill that will allow people like me and all disabilities with Social Security and other incomes to make $10,000 instead of $2,000. If that passes, again, it's going to be $10,000 for people with disabilities. Can make $10,000 instead of making a cap of $2,000. You'll be able to make $10,000. So, I'm willing to see what I can do about getting a representative from the federal government on to talk about what the bill is talking about, but that's basically what the bill is talking about. But I will let you know if that passes. Again, the federal government is finally looking at raising the minimum that you can keep in the bank, for savings up to $10,000. It's not yet, but they are working on it. So we will stay tuned for more updates on that as soon as I get it. Um, the the our avenue, our my goal here is to do things like I just did, is to inform you when situations come up like that. Um, I'll try to get the information out as quickly as I can and as much information as I can on it. I just found out about it last week, so I will get as much information as I can on it, and we will have more on that next week. But one of the things I want to talk about is the need to not forget that you've got the people with a disability don't necessarily think of themselves with a disability at all. I think of myself as just being the way I am. I don't think about myself as having a disability. Now, physically, I may not be able to do things as I would like to do if I could do it. But at the same time, I know what I want, and I know what I need to do, and I know how to do things. And the frustrating part for me is not being able to physically do them and having to describe to other people how to do them and getting them to understand what that entails. Now, I've said that stuff to you several times, but I want to go back. I'll keep going back to this until just about everybody gets it. I know people watch the show regularly, but I know we got people that are constantly getting on YouTube and Facebook, anywhere in the country, anywhere throughout the United States, as a matter of fact. This situation is one that people need to remember that the disabled, let me slow down for a minute. The disabled population needs to the able-bodied population needs to realize that the disabled population needs to be included and have the same opinions as the disabled, as the as the able-bodied population, we have the same opinions, same wishes, not all the same opinions, because if we had all the same opinions, this world would be awfully boring and awfully routine. But what I mean by that is, we deserve the right to make our own choices. Agencies and people working in the agencies have an interest in safety and stuff, yes. And some people have a true interest in that stuff because they really have a true understanding and they truly care about the individual. There are other agencies that don't really care about the wants and desires of the client, but they just want to do it because it's a job. Right? Now, I'm not saying all agencies are like this, but I'm just saying from my perspective, you can definitely tell when when people are being genuine, they really care about their job and their clients. Like one of the situations in the last month, in the last 2 months, a month and a half, UCP staff from the office has been taking care of me day after day. Day after day, week after week, for about a month now. Because other staff have been out sick and personal issues. I have never seen, in all my years, I have never seen a more organized program from an agency in all my years of doing this. Now, United States Football, I mean, all agencies have their problems. I'm not saying any agency is better than the other, but for people's individual needs, I recommend UCP. Now, UCP and other agencies get their funding from the state, okay? And the number of contracts they get is indicated, I can talk today, is the number of contracts they get determines how many people they can hire. And the more people they can hire, the more contracts they can get. All agencies are like that. When you are dealing with nonprofits, okay, that's what the nonprofit situation does. If you had the money, if you had the clients that support it, then they can get the funding. If you had the clients that support it, then you can get the staff, and then you can get the, then you can, if you have the, basically, if you have the money, you can get the staff, and then you can get the clients to support support what you're trying to do. But in some cases, once you have the clients, once you have the staff, then you can add more and more things to do with the clients. And provide more services provide more services for the clients once you have the initial start. You gotta start small, and then you can expand. Like UCP now has 2 offices. Okay. They have 3. They have one up in Adams, and then they have 2 in Pittsfield. One office is in the Clock Tower building, and one office is at 208 West Street. 208 West Street is basically where they have the supported living situation and they do a lot of the after school stuff. So when we talk about the rules and the situations that UCP and other agencies have to abide by, some of the rules and regulations are determined by the agency, but 90 to 95% of the rules and regulations are determined by the state and some by the federal government. One example, and I don't know a lot about this yet, but I will learn more this afternoon, and I'll bring you more next week. But now, with the PCA program, there is a new system going in place where people have to the PCAs will be monitors where they go and where they are to make sure they're with the client instead of doing something on their own, so they can make sure they don't get have fraud going on in the system. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be an app that you have to put in your phone so you can punch in and punch out when you get to the client. Helps. When I come back, I will give you more details and talk a little bit more about what entities have to go through and some of the rules they have to follow. We'll be right back, folks.
One star burns in the darkness, shines with a promise, Emmanuel. One child born in the stillness, living within us, Emmanuel. We're singing glory, glory, let there be peace, let there be peace. We're singing glory, glory, let there be peace, let it start in me. One voice speaks for the voiceless, hope for the hopeless, Emmanuel. And one love brings us together, now and forever, Emmanuel. We're singing glory, glory, let there be peace, let there be peace. We're singing glory, glory, let there be peace, let it start in me, let there be peace, let it start in me. So do not be afraid, His love is strong enough to save us. Nothing stands in the way, His love is strong enough to lead us. So do not be afraid, His love is strong enough to save us. Nothing stands in the way, His love is strong enough to lead us. Glory, glory, let there be peace, let there be peace. We're singing glory, glory, let there be peace, let it start in me. We're singing glory, glory, let there
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brian Fitzpatrick bringing you an episode of Wheeling the Pathway to Life. I'd like to thank Nick Winter from the Life Community Fellowship Church for giving us that wonderful song. And yes, let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. I always think about that. And we always want peace, but in life, we always say we want peace, but some way, somehow, we always get in our own head and decide that we're going to do what we want to do. And it may not always be what God wants us to do. Now, what I was saying before we took a break was the fact that people can get mad at agencies and say things about the agency. They're not doing their jobs. They're not providing services that we need, or they're not doing everything they can and stuff. But there's a limit to what they can do. Now, I won't say at least 10 to 20% of what disabled agencies and the agencies, as a whole for the disabled, you get the services you get because of the people that work there. You don't get the services. You get the money for the services from the state, but you don't get the quality of services unless you got the people in the agencies working for the client, directly for the client, and directly listening to the client, what they need, what they want, and what they deserve. That's because of the people that work with the clients day in and day out. Now, there is several situations where the staff at the agencies get blamed for an awful lot, but the rules are not necessarily set by the agencies. They're set by the state and, in some cases, the federal government. Now, I'm going to get financial on you for a minute. The state doesn't pay nearly as much as it should for agencies like UCP or other agencies like that. And the only reason why I use UCP is because I happen to be a client of UCP's. Now, I'm not faulting any other agencies or anything. I'm just telling you, my experiences with UCP and areas like that. But what I want to tell you is the government needs to get off their butts and do something about funding for the disabled now, because I hate to tell you, in every aspect of life, every one of us is going to become disabled in some way, somehow, real soon. In the time frame of having the ability to do what they used to be able to do, people are getting older, there's more, everybody's gonna get old, everybody's gonna have problems. So if people just learn to have patience and work together, this world would be a lot better place, and we'd be a lot happier in situations that we are dealing with right now. Rather than fight about who Democrats, Republicans, or whatever, let's try to get along with each other, and let's try to realize we're all in this together, and we deserve, everybody deserves the same respect, whether Republican or Democrat, or whether neutral, or, we all have opinions. We don't have to agree, but we have to respect each other's opinions. And I hear this all the time. You're in a chair. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't go through financial situations. Everything's given to you. Well, I know more about things because I pay attention. That's all I can do is pay attention. I know more about things because I pay attention than I don't care how good your education is. If you're constantly worried about this has got to get done, this has got to get done, or that's got to get done, and you're so worried about how you're going to do it, you can't pay attention as much to how you're going to do it. How are you going to do something if you're so worried about it's got to get done, it's got to get done, it's got to get done? You're not worried about the best way to do it. You're just worried about the fact that it's got to get done. So that your situations may not be productive or done the right way because you're trying to get it done as good as you can, but in the fastest way possible. Now, mind you, I'm going to slow things down so you can understand. Mind you, I don't care if it takes me 5 minutes to get a sentence out as opposed to 2 minutes. As long as the sentence is understood, you get the same result, sometimes better if you do it slower than you do if you do it fast. Now, just for clarification, I am not talking about going as slow as I'm going with this conversation when it comes to getting out of a house if there's a fire. Because if you do that so slowly, you'll be in trouble. But what I am saying is the slower you do it's not about how fast you do things, it's the quality of what you're doing that is more important than how fast you're doing it. Now the state can say, oh, you got 20 minutes to do this, or you got 20 minutes to do that, because we don't want to give you the time to do things. You know what? I don't care. If you're being paid to work with somebody, if you go individually, okay, you got this many hours to do this many hours to do that. Who cares? You just got the hours that you do things that you need to do. Who cares what you spend the hours on? Okay? As long as you're spending the hours doing what you actually need done. Now, I'm not saying sit down with your PCs and play cards, play tiddlywinks all day. But make sure they're being productive, but production, quality production takes time. And I believe this wholeheartedly. If the state came in and did the PCA work or worked with us as disabled individuals, I think they would change their mind on a lot of situations. And I think they would this is going to be a little rough for some people to swallow. And I will say it once in a while on this show, but not too often, because I want it to be taken seriously. Okay? Sometimes I think if the people who determine what we get for services and what we're allowed to get for hours actually had family members themselves that need those hours, and think about, oh, if so-and-so doesn't get these hours, what are you gonna do? Okay? If it's your family or your situation, your attitude would probably change real quick on the next person that asks for those hours, because you have first-hand experience on what those people need and what they deserve and you'll have first-hand knowledge of what you go through so you realize what they go through. That's why I've been known to do trainings where I put people in wheelchairs, able-bodied people in wheelchairs, and tie them to a chair and do examples like tie one hand behind their backs and make them walk blindfolded without people guiding them, without, instructions on how to get back in the one area versus the other, so people realize how difficult it is. Because until you've experienced it, you don't know. And a lot of people say to me, "Are you a medical doctor?" Because I'm constantly giving medical advice and telling staff what to do with me. And no, I'm not a medical doctor, but I've been through every procedure known to man so far in my 47 years. I know everything that people gotta do in a hospital situation. I am one of these people that don't tell the doctors don't tell me what they're doing. I tell them what they're going to do to me. Because I know what needs to be done. I know what I feel. And I'm going to get biblical on you. God knows what I'm going to get quote unquote religious on you. God knows what I need. God will guide the hands of the doctors. God puts doctors in my life that know what they're doing and will listen to the patients and figure out what I need, what I needed. And He knows more than I do, even though I know a lot, but I know very little compared to what He knows. And He can help in that situation. I think that if people realize that, I think that would be I think this world would be a lot better off. When we come back, I'm gonna tell you what I've got planned for the next couple weeks, and then I will wrap up the show and give you the contact information and everything, and then we will wrap up the show for today. We will be right back, folks.
When all I see is the battle, you see my victory. When all I see is a mountain, you see a mountain move. And as I walk through the shadow, your love surrounds me. There's nothing to fear now, for and I'll sing through the night. 'Cause, oh God, the battle belongs to you. And if you are for me, who can be against me? Yeah. For Jesus, there's nothing impossible for you. When all I see are the ashes, you see the beauty. Thank you, God. Oh, when all I see is a cross, God, you see the empty tomb. So when I fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. And every fear I lay at your feet, I'll sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. An almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Oh, nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. So when I fight, I'll fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. And every fear I lay at your feet, I sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. Oh God, the battle belongs to you.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick. I'm going to continue the conversation for a little bit and then make this a wrap up real quick on the show. But I'd like to invite, this is publicly, whether we have to do it via Zoom or in person, I'd love to have Congressman Neal on my show to talk about the financial situation of Social Security, and I'd love for anybody's experiences and anybody's ideas for the show to please get hold of me and please let me know what you need. I am available on Facebook at Brian Fitzpatrick. On Facebook, just look me up and I will friend you, and we will have a conversation. I'm not gonna necessarily friend you right away, but I will get friend you right away, but I will get in touch with you, and you can email me at wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com, and I will get back to you that way. And I want to say a special thanks to the people in the control room and Pittsfield Community Television and United Civil Baldy and my immediate family for everything they do, my church family, and all my friends that have supported me physically, financially, and mentally through and making me the best person I can be. And of course, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ himself for even giving me the opportunity to be the way I am, to be able to come to you week after week with my experiences and my experiences and my trials and tribulations. So at some level, one of you has got to be able to relate to me in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be. We don't all have to have similar situations, but there's got to be someone out there that I'm reaching, and hopefully that someone is you, and hopefully someone will let me know what I can do or what I have done for you, even though I haven't met you. Now again, you can get hold of me at wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. And remember, folks, a lot of people have different pathways that people want you to go down. Okay? God gives you free will to decide what pathway you want to go down yourself. Don't let anybody choose the correct pathway for you. If you can speak, you can make your wants and needs met, wants and needs known. You can choose your own pathway. Therefore, if anybody chooses it for you, they can feel good about helping you, but don't let them make the final decision for you. There's only one person There's only two people that can make the final decision for you. And the final decision can be made by you and by the good Lord himself, Jesus Christ. And don't let anybody tell you whether you're disabled, whether you got a speech impediment like I do, or whether you got a physical disability like I do, whether you're in a wheelchair like I am. You're just as valuable as anybody else. And your opinions and your wants and desires are as important, if not more important, than anybody else's in some cases. But everybody is equal in God's eyes. And as soon as we can realize that, the better off we will be. One more time, if you want to get a hold of me, it's wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. Everybody has a pathway, and if they know what their pathway is, don't let anybody tell you what your pathway is going to be. If you know what you want to do, make it happen. If you don't, there's many of opportunities and many resources. You can try different things, and there's agencies out there like UCP to help you. So if you need any help, let me know, and I will be glad to assist in any way possible. My show is for you. So if you need anything, let me know. If you just need somebody to talk to, let me know. As you know, I can talk. This has been Brain Fitzpatrick with Wheeling the Pathway to Life. We will see you next week, folks. Have a good afternoon.
You can bear